The turbulence in China had a direct effect on U.S. investors. On Thursday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped almost 400 points.
But Chinese government
Justin Yifu Lin, a former senior vice president and chief economist at the World Bank, said China's markets are simply going through a correction as the country changes to a more service-oriented society.
Well, fundamentally, the capital will come back if the Chinese economy continue to grow strongly. Fundamentally, I think the growth prospect in China is still among the best in the world.
Yo Yang, dean at Peking University, told VOA that every country goes through cycles, and China is no exception.
In the last 20 years, China has had 4 major business cycles. 1992 to 1997, that's a booming cycle. And 1998 to 2003, there was a bursting cycle. And then there is a long period of hypergrowth. I call it hypergrowth, right? And then since 2012, we have entered a bursting cycle, right? So if this 7-year cycle is a kind of a correct prediction for the Chinese economy, then this year is going to be the bottom of this bursting cycle.
China's aim is to move from an almost totally industrial economy to one which is based on the buying and selling of services, similar to most of the world's dominant countries.
And if China wants to move from the middle income to high income, China need to raise the labor productivities. So China need to improve the technology and industrial upgrading, and China need to fill the gap that compared to China and other high-income countries.
Stephen Orlins, president of the National Committee on U.S. China Relations, says America's markets overreacted and there's no panic or crisis in China.
I think you have to understand, though, that the China stock market and the Chinese economy have been on separate tracks for forever. That the Chinese stock market, for years, as the economy raced along, the Chinese stock market didn't go up. And then as growth has kind of somewhat decreased, the market kind of soars and goes to unrealistic PEs.
But other analysts say China's problems are far from solved and that the market functions only through interventions by government. Some say that the sinking value of its currency adds to concern about the Chinese economy's strength as it transitions from investment and manufacturing to consumption and services. Bernard Shusman, VOA News, New York.